Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Tuesday afternoon, March 29th, and we are looking at Window Traders Market Profile, SPY, IWM, and Triple Qs. Boy, oh boy. Tell you what, maybe I should be a swing trader because we nailed. I'm very, very happy how we saw this market in all three of these indices about 3-4 days ago, about what they needed to do to get to certain levels. And you can check them all off. They all did it. Incredibly interesting day in SPY today. Look at the electronic opening, that yellow dot, 460.02. Seconds later, look at the New York opening, $1.73 higher, 1,000,004 printed. We got up in A period to here. Now it looks like it's fairly close, but it was still off by about 50 cents. And then look what we did, and then we finally get it in M period. Unbelievable. First of all, I think it's disgusting to have. I mean, usually the New York opening and the electronic opening are within pennies of each other. They were off by $1.73 today. Can you imagine covering a short or going long on that New York opening, and all it did was drive straight down? Oh boy, would I be upset. Anyway. Fantastic day again for the buyers. We all go out with a price probe. Russell goes out with a double distribution day with single prints. Russell had a beautiful afternoon pullback low, which I didn't take advantage of and should have and set it in the room, right above the 9-week balance high, and then ripped up $3. There's not a lot to lean on for us. We do go out with a price probe, which is A's high for me, L's high for ES, but we were only 8 wide, and we could have gone up $100, and that couldn't have gotten raised. So I wouldn't doubt we test this possibly tomorrow. We only really go out. I'm not using G as an afternoon pullback, way too close to the day's low. It's meaningless. So all I have is the price probe. I won't ignore the 8 wide tomorrow, and then the day's low and the gap. It was over a $4 gap. It held, but we took back 3/4 of it. It ended about $1 and change. We all held gaps. So for people who think this market is getting too stretched out, guess what? We're all up in the weekly and daily. We're all now in balance in the monthly, and there's a possibility of an outside month up for both the Russell and the Qs. Don't put the bull to bed just yet. Now, as far as my trades, had a decent day. I didn't do much. I missed one big trade I missed was in E. So in A period, I did take a long. Not right away. I told you. Yes, we did go straight up. I'm like, there's no way I'm taking a long as we're up with a gap of that magnitude. But I did take a long very nicely in A against the previous monthly high, 458 calls, and that worked out. Then in in B period, same thing. I went long. Actually, A's long was not against the monthly high. A was against the 15-minute turnover because the market was strong, and usually on the 15 you get an algorithm pop, which we got. That's why I took the long in A. The B long was against the previous monthly high, and then again as we got closer because I was comfortable with the gap. That worked out. 457 calls. I did those twice in B. Didn't do anything in C and D. I had no interest in it. E period was the one I missed. E period popped up, but I said to the room, I was about to go get lunch, see how much lunch takes precedence for me. I was like, that's a good short, risk reward, because we haven't seen the opening. Well, I didn't take it, and boom, look at that, came right in. So that's one I missed. I did take a long in G, 457 calls, thinking it might be an afternoon pullback, but it got a lot lower than F than I wanted to. Now, I did make money, and I didn't take a big one because by that point, since we hadn't taken out the IB high or low yet, I thought we might take out the initial balance low. And then if we held the gap and came back in, I would have taken a much larger play. So even though I made money on the 457s, it was nothing big. Only loss of the day was in K. The way I should have taken the short in E, I probably shouldn't have taken the short in K. Maybe J. Because once I took it against the opening, but once K took out J and E's high, I knew that trade was wrong. Got above the opening. It was only a 5 lot, took it off for a loss. And then in L, when we started Pac-Manning up into this price void where the print of the New York print was, I said I'm taking a long to at least get A's high, which is what I did with the 460 calls and did well with it. So it was a good day overall, nothing huge, but very proud. I don't think it was an easy day to trade, but very happy at how we saw the market, again, in the bigger picture the last 3 days. So now here's our upside. Today's high, 462.07. 462.50, 9 wide from January 14th. 465.09, daily high. 465.55, price probe from January 13th. For the downside, our price probe, for me it's A's high, for ES it's L's high. A's high is 461.75. Now again, I'm not going to ignore the 8 wide POC, but I don't write it down. And then we don't have anything to today's low of 457.18, and then filling the gap at 455.91, 127 ticks. And then you should have all that we gave you yesterday with the price probe, price spike, and this single print. Now, let's look at the chart. I think somebody asked me in the room, now what? I'm like, look, I'm not a guru. We picked what we thought was going to happen over the, going forward. They got my destinations. I think now Friday's close is going to be very important because that's going to determine how the fourth quarter starts, how the quarter ended. We're only down a little under 3% for the quarter. That's a fantastic comeback for the market, right? In the S&P. So I think Thursday's close will be important. And then Friday after the non-farm payroll, because do we have an outside month up in Russell and Q's? Be very interesting. So anyway, on the chart, monthly for us is balance. Now, a lot of people, this is subjective. Some people will call it 2-month balance. I'm calling it a 3-month balance. The entire first quarter. January's the high, February's the low. It's a $70 balance. We might be stuck in there for a while, folks. Weekly, clearly up. One time framing up 3 weeks. And then on the daily, clearly up. One time framing up 4 days. Gap is my main focus. Here's the 6 highs. 7, including yesterday's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 highs wiped out. We knew it was coming, and it happened today. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Thanks for the likes and subscribing to my videos. Enjoy your evening, and we'll speak prior to the opening tomorrow.